Yo, what's up, everybody? Just want to make this video. Ooh, it's hot in here. So I want to, in this video, I want to talk about, this video is to people that look like me. It's for anybody, but the people that I have in mind are the people that look like me. And what I want to talk about is what's really holding you back in life. This is who this video is for. I mean, it's not just for people that look like me. This is for anybody that feel that, you're being held back in life by, whatever reason. But as when I was inspired to make this video, I was thinking about people that look like me and what people that look like me said. The things that they say hold them back, which probably the most common thing is racism. And so I want to, talk about that a little bit in this short video. First thing to understand is this. No one can hold you back. No situation or circumstance can hold you back. The only person that can hold you back is you. The only thing or the only things that can hold you back are your thoughts, and your beliefs. Your imagination and the way you speak. That's it. You are your only enemy. You don't have any other enemies. You are your only enemy. And what I mean is this. Every situation, everything that you experience in your life, you create it. Everything. The experiences of your life in your personal world, all they really are is just the fruits of your thoughts, your beliefs, your imagination, and your words. Your experiences are just the fruit of these things. That's it. So, when you have, say, a negative experience, and by negative, all I mean is an experience that you'd rather not have, an experience that you don't like, right? So you have a negative experience, right? Whatever that experience is, let's just say it's racism, because I started off saying that I wanted to address that. Somehow, some way, you're responsible for that. You're responsible for that experience. The only exception to that, I think, this may be an exception, this may not be, but the only possible exception to that is if you experience, you experience racism, whatever, then you know, it just means that you're pursuing something that you shouldn't be pursuing. Like that door is closed. Like you're trying to, you know, if say like you're trying to get a job and you don't get it, and let's say the reason you don't get it is because of racism. First thing you need to do, okay, is anything you experience in life, like look, there's no bad experiences. You might look at racism, you know, you wanted this job and, you know, you would have had it if it wasn't for, you know, racism, right? But anything you experience in life, you don't focus on the experience. You have to, like, if you really want to know what's going on and get to the, like, the root of the matter, and, you know, fix what you feel needs to be fixed, what you do is you take that experience, you use that experience, because that experience is there. It's not meant to piss you off, cause you to be offended, or cause you to rally and riot. And, you know, we like to address the external instead of the internal. We like to address and, you know, deal with things in the physical world, in our physical reality, while ignoring our spiritual world and our spiritual realities. For everything in our outer world is a result of what's going on in our inner world. And the experiences, look, the three of the most, four of the most, if not the most powerful creative forces in your world, in your life, universally across the board, are your thoughts, your beliefs, your imagination, and your words. And there's nothing that was created apart from this process. Anything you look at right now, just look around, go outside, like anything that you see that was created, it started off as a thought, right? And this isn't necessarily the order, but it started off as a thought. And then at some point, you know, the person who was thinking about whatever it was, at some point saw it. They imagined it, right? They was able to see it, maybe even feel it, taste it, and imagine what life would be like with this new invention or this creation, right? They believed that it was possible. They believed that they could make it a reality. And their words, they spoke it, right? And that's how everything is created, through your thoughts, your imagination, your beliefs, and your words. You get those four things in harmony with each other, and then your actions are just, you know, your actions are gonna be a byproduct of how you think and how you believe and what you see in your mind and what you speak. Okay. So you gotta understand, like everything you experience in life, your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. So what's going on in here, right? What's going on in here is gonna be manifested in your life's experiences, in the life that you live, because the life that you have today, you created that life. And so it's important to understand. So every experience should be approached like, we shouldn't be like, don't be offended, if you're discriminated against. First, let's talk about that, because black people are not the only people that are discriminated against. Racism is just another form of discrimination. It's discrimination based on color. But everyone experiences discrimination in some form. Right? Everyone experiences it. You can be discriminated because you're black. White people are discriminated against because they're white. People are discriminated against because they're overweight. You could be discriminated against because you're too skinny. You could be discriminated against because you're too tall. You could be discriminated against because you're too short. Like, the list goes on forever. Right? Like, there's people with mental illnesses that are discriminated against because they have a mental illness. There are people that are discriminated against because of a physical disability. Right? I mean, it's a form of discrimination. Everyone experiences it. So let's not use that as a crutch and as if only black people experience these things. Everyone experiences discrimination. Everyone faces challenges throughout their lives. Everyone faces obstacles. Everyone. But how do you deal with these things? What's the correct way to approach these different matters like this? And whatever it is, it's not going to have to be just discrimination. Whatever is going on in your life that you don't like, right? You take that experience and you use that, because the real purpose of that experience is to point you in the right direction. That experience that you don't like is there to tell you, yes, you may have created that experience, but also it's there to tell you that you're doing something wrong. You're going the wrong way. You're doing something wrong. It's like in your car. Okay? It's like in your car when your check engine light comes on. That check engine light is on for a reason. It's to tell you, like, hey, look, there's a problem that you need to address. Right? And so you take your car to a mechanic, and that mechanic goes inside of the car to find out what the problem is. Right? Looks inside the engine, the motor, whatever, to identify the problem. And it's the same with you. This is how you should respond. Like, these situations that you may consider negative or bad experiences, they're not negative. They're not bad. These are good things, because they will help you get your life on track. They will help you identify what you need to address. because the problem is always you. You are your only enemy, right? You don't have any other enemies, just because of what I said earlier. You know, your experiences, you create the life that you have right now. You created that life. The experiences that you experience, you created those experiences, right? And you create your life, you create your experiences through the frequencies you operate on, the energy you put out into the universe. And, you know, without getting like too deep into frequencies and vibrations and, you know, things like that, you know, it's basically, you know, if you put bad energy out into the universe, that's gonna come back to you. It's gonna be multiplied and given back to you. The same with good energy. If you're putting good energy out into the universe, then that also will be multiplied and given back to you. So the things that you're experiencing in life are just the fruit of the way you speak, the way you think, the way you believe, the way you use your imagination. That's it. You are your enemy. So, you know, say you have that experience and you're discriminated against. Okay. You just take that, you go back to the lab, you go within, you look in yourself, and you check. How have I been thinking? How have I been believing? How have I been speaking? What have I been seeing? What have I been imagining? Where do I need to tighten up at? And use that. And these things will help you become a better person if you respond to them. You know how I'm explaining here. But if you know, you haven't experienced whatever it is, and you know, now you're pissed off, you're angry, you're bitter, you know, hold up. Like, do you understand what you're doing? Right? By you getting mad and being pissed off and being bitter and wanting revenge and, you know, all of these different emotions, you're operating on certain frequencies. Like, all of these things are frequencies, right? It's like you turn your radio on and you want to listen to, say you want to listen to country music, right? What do? You turn your radio on and say your radio is on a jazz station. But you don't want jazz, you want country. So you tune your radio to a country station. Boom. Once you find that station, you leave it there. And since you're tuned into a country music frequency, you're going to be given, or you're going to receive, country music. You're tuned into a frequency where country music is being transmitted. That's what you're going to receive. So when you get angry, you're tuned into an anger frequency. When you're, you know, and you're transmitting this energy, anger, hatred, or like revenge, bitterness, you know, stress, work, like whatever it is, you're transmitting that energy into the universe. You're tuning into those specific frequencies. And what you're doing is you're bringing more of that into your life. This is how you create. the experiences that you experience. This is how you create your life. It's something that most people don't know, they aren't aware of. So they'll get angry and pissed off and all these things and won't even check it. Just let it run wild in their lives. And that whole time, you're creating life. You're creating circumstances, situations. You're creating your tomorrows through this energy that you're giving off. And so what you're doing is you're creating more undesirable events in your life. That's not the way you deal with that. Because you're the reason it happened in the first place. I mean, that's what it is. So you take that and you look at that situation, then you look at yourself. You go within and you look at yourself and how did I do? What did I do? How am I thinking? How am I speaking? And use that situation to check yourself. And by checking yourself, right, by making sure that you keep yourself on the frequencies that you want to receive from. For example, having a mind of abundance, having a mind of success, having a mind of prosperity, right? When your mind is, full of things like this, when you're thinking about things like this, then this is the type of energy that you're putting out into the universe, and you're going to receive more of that back into your life. You should never focus on an external experience or take it personal. And by take it personal, I mean, you don't get mad at the person. Because again, your experiences are just the fruit of how you think, how you speak, how you believe, and how you use your imagination. No one's holding you back. You are the only person that can hold you back. Racism is not a problem. It's not. A lot of people, that look like me want to, focus and zero in on racism, and this is the problem with the world. That's not it. The problem is you. You are a god. Do you understand that? You are a god. You can create anything you want if you understand how to create. Do you really think something as trivial as racism could hold you back? Or discrimination in any form? Do you really think that could hold you back when you have the power to create anything you want? Again, your thoughts, your words, your beliefs, your imagination are the most powerful creative forces in this life, in your world, in your personal world. There's nothing more powerful than those four things. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. It doesn't matter where you were born, how you came up. It doesn't matter if people discriminate against you because of your color or whatever reason. none of that matters. None of it matters. Those are just, if you're not aware of what I'm telling you, then they're distractions. That's all they are. Because those things will cause you to focus on those things and ignore what's important. But if you do what I tell you in this video, then those things are helpful. Those things are blessings, because you can take those things and then you can, go back to the lab and you can look within and you can analyze yourself, and those things will help you identify areas where you need to tighten up at. And then once you get those areas where you were weak at, once you get strong in those areas, once you correct the way you're thinking, and you correct the way you're believing, and you correct what you're allowing yourself to imagine and envision, and you correct the way you speak, and once you get your thoughts and your words and your imagination and your beliefs in line with what you want in life, then you will be unstoppable